Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. From another GP clinic to a lifeline for an ailing telehealth service, health remains the key campaign battleground for the major parties. While polling is showing the winning party will need to collaborate as voters' appetites for independence continues to grow.
Stepping up the campaign on healthcare, the Premier committing to another medical precinct, this time in Huonville.
That will deliver key services of need in this community.
Housing a fully bulk-billed GP clinic and a mental health hub.
It makes economic sense to do it, get some economy of scale, get that support, the co-location with our important pharmacists.
We welcome any investment into mental health services, but particularly in regional and remote areas.
Pledging more than $15 million towards the project and $150,000 to boost dental care in Dover.
It addresses a priority to reduce public waiting lists for patients.
While GP Assist, a federally funded after-hours telehealth service, is calling for a lifeline as it faces imminent closure.
It's all the services that we provide will end. For example, the 11,000 presentation that would have gone to ED. Our EDs are already overrun.
And state Labor's answering.
We're going to step in and turn this into Tassie Docs 24/7. It means that whether you're coming at 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. through a Tassie Docs clinic or whether it's after hours, you can call and get access to a GP when you need it.
Also earmarking Sorell and the Huon Valley for fully bulk-billed GP sites, as both major parties hope their plans for health will sway voters, though the Liberals are questioning independent candidates.
Independents are a bit like a box of chocolates. You just don't know what you're going to get.
But if recent polling is any measure, neither the Liberals nor Labor are likely to win a majority.
Either of the two old parties can make it work if only they would learn to collaborate and discuss their policies across party lines. That is a lesson which they may not have learnt.
Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
A motorcyclist has tragically died after a single vehicle crash in Hobart's northern suburbs. Emergency services were called to the MyState Bank Arena car park near the Brooker Highway around 9 last night. The rider was taken to the Royal Hobart Hospital in a critical condition but passed away shortly after. Crash and forensic experts carried out investigations and a report will be prepared for the coroner. Tasmania is at risk of losing its next generation of football stars, with dozens of players heading interstate, according to multiple current and former club presidents. They say confusion around the Devils' entry to the VFL is leaving athletes in limbo and the clock is ticking.
Local football clubs are sounding the alarm.
Over the last 3 years, there's been 30 players, talented young Tasmanians, that have left Tasmania to go and play in state leagues on the mainland.
Claiming more and more players are looking elsewhere to continue playing the game they love.
With the changing competitions from the statewide competition to regional competitions, we've certainly seen a number of players step away to both interstate competitions to maintain playing at a high level.
The direction of football in this state at the moment is in a great state of flux.
North Launceston, coming off an undefeated season and a premiership, say they aren't immune to dwindling numbers.
I think part of the problem with numbers is a lack of direction. We have a lot of former players now playing in the SANFL or the South Australian Football League or the VFL on the mainland.
Tasmania's VFL team is due to launch next year, and the long-anticipated AFL side isn't expected until 2028. Both are tied to the controversial stadium project, with the state's football future hanging in the balance of this weekend's election.
Having a proper, resourced, high-level club competition in Tasmania is fundamental for the improvement of the game here. Otherwise, we're just going to see the trend continue. No one will come here and people will leave and go to the mainland.
The head of AFL Tasmania, Damien Gill, says senior footy challenges are not unique to Tasmania. Clubs across the country face player availability issues and the occasional forfeit, and that he understands the impatience when it comes to player pathways, but that work continues on the VFL and VFLW programs, and the target remains 2026.
Our players have to know what the future looks like for them.
Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
16 community service peak organisations say this election has brought promising commitments, but the real work starts after the votes are counted. The coalition, which includes TASCOS, Youth Network of Tasmania and other statewide peak bodies, is calling on whichever party forms government to make community services a core priority.
We need to see an adequate indexation model that reflects the true cost of doing business.
The community services industry is in demand at the moment and we're simply not resourced efficiently to meet that demand.
The group is also calling for a formal partnership agreement between government and the sector. A war of words has erupted between two peak medical bodies over the responsibility nurse practitioners play in easing the burden on our health system. One claims when working solo they put patient safety at risk, while another has rubbished the accusations, saying that's misinformation.
A battle of doctors versus nurse practitioners.
Fragmentation of care leads to poor health outcomes.
They are not there to take over positions from general practitioners. They are there to work complementarily.
Last week, AMA Tasmania slammed proposed nurse-led clinics, fearing they put patient safety at risk and serious conditions would be missed without doctors' oversight.
Without those two people talking to each other about patient care, we see worse health outcomes.
A claim rubbished by the Nurses Union.
Look, we completely condemn that. We think it's a falsehood, it's protecting the general practitioners, it's disappointing.
Our care is safe and equitable. And I probably have more formal qualifications than a GP.
Today, the peak medical body is softening its approach, saying it's about working together, not doing it alone.
Bring in the strength of our GPs, let's bring in the strength of our nurses, the strength of our pharmacists. Let's combine those healthcare professionals to deliver really excellent care.
The bitter battle stems from a recent Labor announcement, the party committing to nurse practitioner-led clinics at every regional hospital.
Nurse practitioners can do so much great work in regional Tasmanian communities. They're not instead of doctors, they're on top of doctors.
A profession with backing from both sides of politics.
We've been very supportive of nurse practitioners and upskilling our nurses to support rural and regional Tasmania.
The challenge now, maintaining collaboration. Victoria Riso, 7 Tasmania News.
Meanwhile, an impending shake-up to the delivery of community health in Launceston is causing concern. A new hospice plan for the Allambie building on Howick Street means a number of vital services are facing a relocation to the CBD. The move is drawing criticism from patients and their families who fear the new location is unsafe.
It's going to cost, I don't know, a couple $100,000. It's not going to be cheap and it's not going to be fit for purpose for the community.
The traffic and the lack of parking and the safety and the access concerns that obviously patients and staff would have.
Independent candidate for Bass, Rebecca Pentland, is calling for greater consultation before any transfer of services is made permanent. The Greens have been crunching the numbers behind their budget repair plans, claiming they can make a $1.4 billion improvement to the bottom line. The party's released its full costings, including royalties for salmon and mining companies to generate revenue.
Both Liberal and Labor parties are in denial about the reality of the budget. They've been told by Saul Eslake that they need to raise revenue and economic growth alone will not fix the budget.
The Liberals and Labors say they won't introduce royalties for either industry, both reaffirming their support for the jobs they support. Tasmania's top distillers are getting ready for Tasmanian Whisky Week. There are 24 events at distilleries, bars and restaurants across the state next month, from whisky cruises to meet the makers.
Preparing to pour a dram for Whisky Week. Tassie's top distillers getting together today at the Sullivan's Cove cellar door.
It's a celebration of Tasmania's world-class whisky. We've got events all around the state ranging from Wynyard right down to the south.
There's plenty for every palate. One event sees Tasmanian whisky paired with local chocolate, while another puts it up against the best from Japan and Scotland.
Amazing climate here to mature our whisky. We've got beautiful clean air and clean water. We've got amazing barley being grown by some fantastic farmers.
We hold our head up very high in comparison to our international rivals.
That's despite being a relative newcomer to distilling.
30 years ago, there was only a couple of producers around. So it's an industry that's grown tremendously.
The local producers are a tight-knit group.
We're really just a big family here, and it's such a great environment to be working within and being part of. Because of that, our industry really grows really well together.
Tickets for some popular events are already selling out, so get in now before August 1st to secure a taste of Tassie's finest.
Other of the world's great whisky regions have their own whisky weeks, and for Tasmania to have its own whisky week really helps stamp Tasmania on the world whisky scene.
The celebrations get underway on August 1 and will culminate in the Tasmanian Spirit Showcase at Prince's Wharf 1 on the 9th. Billy Gibbons, 7 Tasmania News.
From buses to planes, Launceston Airport's new CEO is no stranger to the transport industry. Former Metro boss Katie Cooper will take the reins next month, filling the gap left by outgoing CEO Shane O'Hare. Her 5 years at Metro's helm weren't without challenges, leading the service through crime waves, a reduction in services and multiple driver strikes. Her first day in the top job is August 11. Just in time for the school holidays, there's a playful new art installation at Hobart's Fuller's Bookshop. Gumball Dream Machine by Dylan Sheridan takes the humble lolly on an adventure through a Rube Goldberg-inspired vending machine.
So Dylan's practice is really interested in repurposing found objects, and those objects come with a certain story, and you'll see that in Gumball Dream Machine the stories of those objects are changed by the journey that the gumball takes.
The free installation is on show until Sunday, and people of all ages are invited to drop in a token and follow the gumball on its journey. A free workshop aims to equip families with the skills to prepare their own meals quickly and cheaply without compromising on nutrition. It's part of a campaign to boost food literacy in the state, helping residents make more informed health choices.
Good food on a budget, helping Tasmanian families to prepare affordable meals.
Giving people that confidence to work with unfamiliar ingredients or work with ingredients they haven't used before is a huge part of people learning to cook.
On today's menu, take your pick of a creamy chicken and mushroom pasta or a serving of cheesy butter beans with onions and garlic.
That's a great way of getting a high protein meal that you can sneak vegetables into for your children.
While the workshop promises affordable dishes, that doesn't mean compromising on quality. The meals are instead pitched as both affordable and health conscious. Amid a rising cost of living, the hands-on program forms part of a broader effort to boost food literacy. That includes reducing waste, using the tops of fennel and other products that usually end up in the bin.
To buy healthy food, there is sometimes a stigma that it is, expensive, where in reality you can create healthy meals for families and children that don't break the budget.
Although it's St Luke's final workshop with agriculture for 2025, the festival is just getting underway, with events planned until early August.
We all have to eat. We all have to think about what we're putting in our bodies, where we're buying it, and who we're supporting.
A growing appetite for quality food. Aaron Smith, 7 Tasmania News.
With just 2 games to play in the Global Super League, the Hurricanes are in arm's reach of more silverware. Losing by just 1 run to the reigning champs yesterday, they're confident they can bring the international title back to Tasmania.
Well, that'd be something that we'd all be aiming to do, and hopefully we can go off the back of our Big Bash success and win some more trophies as well.
The Canes need to win both upcoming fixtures in order to make the final.
Good evening. Fine for most today, apart from a light shower over the west and far south. Hobart 12 degrees, Launceston and Devonport 13, Burnie recorded 14. Warmest was 15 degrees at St Helens as temperatures settled close to average. King Island 14 degrees, quite a few centres around the 12 and 13 mark, while Lyowini reached 5 after posting the low of -3 with Fingal. We had low-level convective cloud moving over our west as a separate band of mid-level cloud crossed the state as well. Mid to high level cloud moves over New South Wales and southeast Queensland. Colder air is behind a front through Victoria and South Australia. Tomorrow, a ridge of high pressure dominates mainland Australia, as well as reaching our way. A cold front progresses south of the Bight. Winds opening up tomorrow as west to southwesterly, tending more northwesterly in the afternoon, pushing up to around 30 knots. Swells 4 metres plus in western and southern waters. We have a strong wind warning that's been issued for all Tasmanian coastal waters. Hobart tomorrow, 12 again, a shower or two, 12 also for Geeveston. Showers easing from Bothwell, a cold start, a top of 9 later. Launceston looking for 13, showers easing, showers for Devonport 13 as well, 11 the top for Cressy. Burnie tomorrow, a high of 13 degrees with showers, same sort of stuff for Strawn. A windy day for Curry, showers increasing 14 the maximum. St Helens a shower or two, 14, 13 for Swansea. Orford a top of 12 degrees. On Thursday, showers again more widespread over the north and west, easing during the afternoon. An isolated shower on Friday, mainly over the west and later the north. And on Saturday, showers initially over the west and north, ahead of an extension statewide. Showers easing from Perth tomorrow, but continuing in Adelaide. Morning showers for Melbourne and 15 degrees there. -5 for Canberra first up. A sunny afternoon there and in Sydney. Fine in Brisbane tomorrow and 24. And right now in Hobart it's 8 degrees, Launceston 8 degrees and Devonport 8 degrees. Another hat-trick, not the most exciting one that's happened today. And a bit bleary-eyed, Kim, but I'm glad I'm stayed up and watched it. But they should be playing cricket at a more reasonable time for us.
I agree. Thanks, Merv. Well, that is all we have time for tonight. Enjoy your viewing here on 7 Tasmania. But for now, from the news team, it is good night.